started. All right, so Andrew, big win over Georgia Southern, your big rival. You scored 2 goals in the contest. Before we get to the goals, overall impressions of the team staying on a hot streak to begin this year.
Yeah, I mean, the team started well this season. Obviously, went 5-0 at the beginning and then had a little slip up against Coastal Carolina. But against UAB, we were able to put that right. And obviously, against Georgia Southern as well, get back to winning ways in the conference, which is important because obviously, with the shorter season this year, it's important to not go on a losing streak. So to be able to get back to winning ways quickly was perfect.
Scored your first 2 career goals. I think your very important one was the first one in the first half to seemed like it was a stagnant affair, but you're able to get that first goal to get your team 1-0 up. Describe that goal and what it meant for the squad the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, we were a bit sloppy on Friday night. So Georgia Southern were able to get a bit of a foothold in the game, which put us under a bit of pressure. So obviously the goal was a big help because obviously it gave us a lift and I think knocked them a bit. So yeah, it was important to get the first goal because obviously goals change games as well. So yeah, it was important to get the goal.
And you're able to get your brace. You got your second one. What about
Yeah,
that? What about that score to really take control of the contest?
yeah, I'd say 2-0 is a difficult scoreline because obviously if they get one back, then the momentum's there to go and get the second. So I think the timing of the third goal as well, with I think 15 minutes left, it almost just completely killed the game and knocked the wind out of their sails. So it was able to be quite a relaxed last 15 minutes because we knew the game was in the bag.
You look at the national statistics; you guys are right up there in the net nationally as far as goals and shots attempted, things like that. What is about this system that's allowing you guys to be so productive offensively?
I think with the system and the players we've got, it just allows us to get bodies forward. And as I say, we've got the players up front, such as Iris and Matty and others as well, that if they're given a chance, then it's very rare that they'll miss. But I think with the shape we play as well, it allows us to build pressure on teams so they can't really get out once we've started playing in their half. So it just allows us to take control of games and just get shots off on the opposition goal.
I talked with Coach earlier today about the team's defensive effort because you're putting up a large amount of shutouts and some clean sheets,
Yeah,
and we discussed pressing as a big part of a big part of defense. Even though people look at it as an offensive tactic,
yeah,
do you think that's a big reason for the team being able to take control of contests and limit scoring opportunities? Just the aggression
yeah.
on getting the ball back.
I definitely agree. I think the way we press from the front, obviously, it doesn't give the opposition much time on the ball to build attacks. But saying that, I think whatever the back three this season has been top draw. You know, I say with Tyson and Gus in goal, I think we've kept a fair amount of clean sheets. So yeah, the whole team's defended well, but as you say, it does start from the front with the pressing up front. You know, coaches always telling us to get in the opposition's faces, like when we feel as if it's right. So yeah, we're always willing to press and win the ball back up the pitch.
You guys went through a really big stretch of contest over the past 2 weeks, and you finally got a few days off. But what was that like? I think you played, I think, around 5 matches over 14 days or 17 days, which is a large amount of contest in a short amount of time. How is the team physically and mentally held up through that?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough during that period. I think he played Georgia Southern on the 4th of October and then Mercer on the 6th of October, which was really tough on the body. But as I say, we've got a great squad depth. So whatever the changes are, it doesn't really affect the team. And obviously I think we only lost one of them games, which was Coastal, which was unfortunate. But to come out winning the rest, I think was a big statement, but also a sign of how good the squad is.
Now you have a few days off for Central Arkansas, a team that was picked to finish to top the conference standings. You guys are there right now. What do you
Yeah.
anticipate coming up this weekend against Central Arkansas?
Yeah, it'll be a tough game, say long away day. It'll be my first time playing them, so I've heard they're a good side, but obviously we'll go into the game backing ourselves that we can go anywhere and beat anyone. But yeah, definitely be a tough game. Hopefully we can get the win in the conference because we need to.
What about your journey to Georgia State? You're from England, and there's
Yeah,
a lot of English influence on the team. I've talked
yeah,
to several of you. I talked to Paul. I've talked to Iris earlier in the season. What
yeah.
was that process like for you to come to Georgia State? Did you know Paul or Iris just in your youth days, or anything like that? What compelled you to come to the school?
I didn't know any of the lads here currently, but the way it works in England is like we have agents or scouts who set up companies that prioritize sending players over to America to like go and play college soccer. So the process started for me in I think late 2018. I was approached by a guy who came to watch one of my games called Sam Kennedy, and from there I signed with his agency, and then he filmed a couple of my games, created like a 20-minute highlight clip, which was then sent out to multiple colleges across the country. And then Georgia State were one of the ones to get back. Ricky texted me in late Feb of this year, and then yeah, from there he sent me like what his plans were for the college and how I would fit in, and it kind of sold it to me. So it was always my first choice to come to Georgia State, and then obviously it was a bit difficult with COVID, but eventually, thankfully, able to come out, and yeah, loved it so far.
I was going to say, were you able to even make a trip before committing or enrolling at the school?
No, I wasn't
Yeah.
able to come over and visit, so I had to do like a virtual tour online, which obviously wasn't ideal, but given the situation we were in, it
Mhm.
was the best of the worst, to be honest.
And when did you actually come to the United States to start school and the training with the team?
I flew out August 10th, so I arrived later that evening, and then I think the August 11th I done like medical testing with the physio, and then August 12th I was cleared to start training. So yeah, been training since then.
Wow, so it's been a whirlwind for you. Have you been able to kind of catch your breath now and uh, take
Yeah,
a moment to catch up on things because that's was really recently. You start playing matches after that.
yeah. Because I say we had the at least this year with COVID, we had the delayed season with the Sun Belt being pushed back. I think 2 or 3 weeks. So it gave us like an extra couple of weeks to get up and ready. But all the lads and coaches made it really easy for me to settle in, almost like a home away from home. So yeah, I've been able to settle in really quickly and just play my game.
Was it helpful having players from England to help you get adjusted to
Yeah,
the lifestyle here from the money to even converting things? It is a people take that for granted, but
yeah,
you have the metric system, you have dollars instead of euros or pounds. Have they been helpful in adjusting to the United States and Atlanta?
yeah, definitely. The older boys have been great so far with like offering advice, offering help on like how to deal with certain things because obviously they've all been through the same process as me. So they were once in my shoes and they know how it feels. But yeah, all the older boys have been class as well, just helping me settle in and coming over with another English freshman in Alex Henderson. It's been like we've both been in the same boat together. So we've been able to like before coming out, we were able to discuss like getting visa appointments and flights. So yeah, it's just made the whole process a lot easier.
Do you have a? Did you consider playing for a youth team or professional team, or that in your city or anything like that? As comparison to coming to the United States.
At home, I was playing for a local team called Ware FC, but I was training with a few professional clubs for a couple of months. But obviously, with COVID and like weighed up what the best decision would be, because obviously in America you can get the college soccer bit as well with a degree. So it seemed like the best of both worlds and the best option for what I wanted to do. So yeah, that's why I decided to come here to Georgia State.
Have you been able to see Atlanta or visit anywhere, or has it
Yeah,
been?
I've been around the city on the scooters with a few of the lads, but I say because COVID
Yeah,
is still not fully like not getting the full experience, but from what I've seen, it looks nice, and I think when it's fully open, there'll be a lot more stuff to do as well.
there will be. All right.
Yeah.